What's going on, guys? We are going to be continuing talking about Skeleton Crew. We're going to be talking about episode 3. So, if you guys have seen episode 3, let me know what you guys thought about it down in the comments. But overall, this episode was really very interesting, to say the least, because we see where the kids are getting out with Jude Law's character. We found out his name is Job, but at the same time, he goes by other names. So what we find out is he's trying to get them out. He steals a blaster, and they're obviously arguing about, oh, he's a Jedi, oh, he's not a Jedi. And when they're trying to exit out of the caverns, they are trying to leave, and they finally get on the ship. But when they do, they're arguing about getting on for R33 for the droid that saved them, and so they make a deal with him of, okay, you can come with us, but you gotta save R33. So he does, after more arguing, where they're like, oh well, a Jedi wouldn't leave, even one behind, and he says this is a droid. So he argues more and more. Then when he finally does find the droid, we actually see an old droid from the Clone Wars, and we even see when I was right on my theory, where it did get confirmed that he was the former captain before that wolf-like species creature took over as the captain. And we see Jaleel White's character return, saying, of course, captain, because again, we see where Jude Law's character is trying to avoid his old former crewmates. And when he finally does try to escape, he gets back on the ship. He tries to tell him to escape. He has to do a lot of maneuvers. Finally goes in hyperspace, and he starts acting more like a captain. He's actually able to make food. He's taking a sword. He's taking a blaster. He's taking other guns. And the way I'm getting this feel from this character is like he's a rogue force user, and after he tells everyone to eat, and then even when R33 sizes him up on the ship to where he doesn't trust him, we see where they are going to some unknown moon, where he says there's a friend there where he can get some information about at Aden. And what we see is that they're trying to find out information about each other's parents, about exactly where they come from, other than it's just a boring planet, and what their parents do. And before that, of course, we see where their parents are trying to find out where they went, and since they went beyond the barrier, the safety droids cannot do anything, and the parents are distraught. And then what we see is where he tells them that they're going to be at his friend's planet in a couple hours, and he tells them to get some sleep. So they do try, but KMB is actually very suspicious of him. But Wim is wanting to go just full fanboy for being a possible Jedi. And when they start walking, when they arrive on the moon, they start walking because he doesn't want to be discovered, and he informs them that his friend may stab him in the back, and of course they don't understand that full meaning. And when they finally do get there, she's alerted New Republic X-Wings. So when they finally get there, he explains everything to her, and we see this cat owl-like creature called Kim, and it seems like she is a librarian slash data slash black market informs dealer, and she calls him Crimson Jack. And it gets revealed later on that he pretty much is a pirate. He's a scumbag. He's this, he's that. But the at Aden was erased from the files because they could not go out of the perimeter and alert the New Republic, because this planet, among other planets years ago, was wiped off the face of any maps. Kind of like what happened with Camino. Only difference is that Camino was deleted from the files, and this was too, but a lot of maps and other things were. And when they said, oh well, we're going to take the map, Jude Law's character, of course, says no, because you are the map, because of knowing where exactly they are. And of course, this character Kim's stalling, and when he realizes this, X-Wings arrive, and they start trying to blast on the joint, and they start trying to fire more on them. And when they finally do exit, they're wanting to know exactly who he is, and he tells them he's alone, he's just like them. But what's crazy is that they do leave, but before they leave, KMB asks her if the one Kim's okay, and she tells her that she is, but she says, watch out for him, you cannot trust him. And he says, if he says trust is your gut, then still use your head and use your heart. So obviously we may see that character again because of the kids kind of wanting to help her, but they also learn that they can't fully trust him. But when they're trying to get into this dogfight, he has has Neil take the controls. He has KB go on to go into hyperspace, and then he has, of course, uh, Fern as well as also Wim get on to the gun so that way they could attack the X-wings, and then when they finally leave the area to go back into hyperspace yet again, we see where the X-wings have been not really destroyed, but they're damaged, and they ask, of course, where did they go? And of course, Kim says, "You wouldn't believe me if I told you." This was an interesting episode. It was pretty much just the whole thing of learning about Jude Law's character, and a lot of things that a lot of people were speculating. He was a former captain? Is he a Jedi? He says that he did say that he never said he was. I think honestly he learned the Force possibly from someone, could have been a Jedi, or he learned it on his own. But this is really interesting because honestly I'm already kind of liking Jude Law's character, because I've always wanted kind of like a rogue Force user in a way, but doesn't always have to use a lightsaber, could use a blaster, could use a sword, or even a lightsaber at the same time. I hope we get to learn a little bit more about his character and how he became a pirate and why he became a pirate. But other than that, it was just a very normal episode. It was interesting seeing new characters, new species. This was a new species as far as my knowledge goes. But overall, guys, there's some things with this series I'm enjoying. Some things is still a little bit slow, but I'm kind of hoping it's picked up just a little bit. But overall, I still am enjoying it to a certain degree. But what do you guys think about it? Let me know down in the comments down below. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you as always on the next one.